Zeke lay motionless, staring blankly, waiting for death in disappointment after blowing himself and Levi up. This scene, along with what happened just before it, is crucial in understanding Zeke's character. Zeke had a plan in his mind to save both Eldia and the world with minimal harm, the euthanasia plan. And in his pursuit of executing this plan, he did many terrible things. He was someone who operated with an ethical framework based on a cost-benefit analysis. He was always willing to take on great evils for the sake of greater good. That is why he never hesitated in his actions. Even when he was massacred the survey corps with stones, he accepted it as an inevitable step. His ultimate goal was to realize the euthanasia plan. And to do that, he had to continue acting as a soldier for Marley, taking lives along the way. It was a mathematical calculation, only the balance of profit and loss mattered. There was no room for sentimentality. Since he needed to kill all these people anyway to achieve the greater good, then he even tried to take pleasure in it. Zeke acts by prioritizing the outcome rather than the emotions behind actions. He believes he is doing what must be done for both Eldia and the people of the world. If killing people is necessary along this path, then he thinks he might as well try to enjoy it. Even though to most people, enjoying it while doing such a thing seems like a highly dishonorable act. Zeke values dishonorable but useful actions over honorable yet useless ones. For instance, he believes that if he does not take the actions he is taking, Paradise will never be saved. And when he sees the survey corps launching what he considers a feudal suicide attack to save Paradise, he says,
レイス王によって世界の記憶を奪われたのは悲劇だ。だから何度も過ちを繰り返す。しまいには壁の中の奴ら全員、年寄りから子供まで特攻させるんだろうな。どうせ誇り高き死がどうとか言い出すぞ。ふざけやがって。粉々にしちゃったか。何やってんだ俺。何マジになってんだよ。お前は父親とは違うだろ。何事も楽しまなくちゃ。みんなを誇り高き肉片にしてあげようぜ。
I believe that Zeke's method was the best course of action for both Paradise Island and the world. Because ethics, when based on a cost-benefit calculation, fits into a rational framework. Unlike Eren and Grisha, who were driven by emotional ideas, such as prioritizing their own race above all others, Zeke focused on choosing the best option by considering both the world and Eldia as a whole. Zeke's father tried to instill hatred for Marley in him, while his country and grandfather tried to instill hatred for Eldia, but Zeke chose neither. One day, a baseball thrown by Mr. Xaver landed in front of him. The forbidden fruit, the apple of wisdom. Zeke picked up that fruit and later made an agreement with Xaver. He chose to act not with hatred, not with emotions, but with intelligence. Even in the final months of his life, Zeke was striving to save both Eldia and the world with minimal harm. There was no future for himself. Zeke acted for the good of the majority, his euthanasia plan. Could he have been wrong? Yes, maybe there was an even better path than euthanasia, but Zeke's method, his ethical reasoning and his way of thinking were correct. At this point, Zeke is complete opposite of his brother, Eren. While Eren made decisions based on his emotions, Zeke acted with his mind. Instead of thinking the majority, Eren chose the people he sympathized with, his friends, his race. And yet, when you look back, the number of people in the fandom who justify Eren, who killed 1.6 billion people, is far greater than those who justify Zeke. Because people, just like Eren, act more with their emotions than their intelligence. They vote for the politician who appeals to their emotions rather than the one who presents rational arguments. Anyway, Zeke committed many evils to achieve a greater good. He operated according to a cost-benefit analysis that took both Eldians and non-Eldians into account. However, neither Zeke nor we can execute this analysis perfectly. We cannot precisely predict the costs, benefits, or probabilities. We make many mistakes, it is difficult. But doing nothing is not an option either. Even not choosing any path to keep moving forward itself is actually a path to keep moving forward. There is a part of me that at least wants to say, it's not that easy to call Zeke right, because of all the people he killed, and really it is not that easy. However, difficult decisions must be made in difficult matters. Even if some of us wish to remain neutral whenever serious matters are on the table. Even if we don't want to take responsibility, someone will take action. We are doomed to make decisions, whether in trivial or serious matters. In the final episode, Eren's words, "I am a slave to my freedom," can be interpreted in this context. The radical decisions he made in Season 4 also illustrate our necessity to make choices. Even though Eren did not make decisions based on an ethical cost-benefit analysis but rather through emotional impulses. Returning to Zeke, practicing ethics, using our intelligence, and sometimes taking radical paths are necessary. But we cannot be certain that we will create a better future through these actions. What we do may ultimately lead to failure. We may die as villains. Characters like Erwin and Zeke are the most concrete examples of this tragedy. They were enemies of each other, but both of them moved forward to save humanity. Yet they paved the way for Eren to destroy it. Our intelligence, knowledge and skills are limited, but we hope to reach the good. Despite everything, we keep moving forward. There is no other way. Zeke lying motionless in the rain, about to die, symbolizes the helplessness of a man who has failed to release his plan and is forced to confront the fact that all the evil he has committed has been in vain. We see what kind of mentality Zeke has when he finally crashes into an immovable obstacle on his path. He has calculated everything. He is cunning and strategic. He has been meticulously executing his euthanasia plan for years. Only a few steps remain. He will create mindless titans to distract Levi, he will escape, and he will reach Eren. After barely overcoming all the obstacles preventing him from reaching Eren for years, he finally finds himself at the finish line, and then he sees Levi. He wasn't able to pass him, he loses. This is an unplanned scenario. There is nothing he can do. Is this how it all ends? Just one step away from the goal. Was it all for nothing? We witness Zeke's despair as he lies in the back of the carriage Levi is driving. His entire story, his ideals, flash before his eyes, and we watch them with him. And then we return to the carriage where he now finds himself. The best depiction of his desperation in that moment is his decision to make a move that he knows will kill both Levi and himself. Why does he do this? If he is going to die as well, what is the point of taking Levi down with him? This final move is the complete opposite of all the clever, cunning and strategic moves he has made cold-bloodedly throughout the story. It is utterly irrational. This final act perfectly encapsulates the feeling of hitting a dead end despite making every move correctly. Then, in a miraculous and incomprehensible way, he is saved, as if by divine intervention, like the arrival of Kidir or Ymir.